Enjoy the following example of Gary's Dunning-Kruger idiocy. Have fun.
If you made your clay out of cornstarch, you would have the formula they'd be defending now would be 1/2 Vm squared.
This is actually pretty hilarious because Gary's accidentally proved kinetic energy right. He was trying to do the exact opposite. He was trying to prove that cornstarch would give you different results than clay.
I pointed out I can take cornstarch and make a kind of gooey clay out of it, and it'll give me exactly the opposite answer. It'll give me exactly the opposite answer. The faster something goes, the less it'll penetrate, and the slower it goes, the more it'll penetrate.
And cornstarch actually gives you better results than clay. It proves kinetic energy right because when you drop this rod, this heavy rod, it's 13 ounces. When you drop this from 4 times higher, which equates to twice the velocity, it goes more than twice as deep. The experiment goes like this. I drop it from 10 inches high, call that V1, and then 40 inches high, which is V2, twice the velocity, because you have to go 4 times higher to get twice the velocity. So at V1, 10 inches, it kind of bounces off the surface, and I can catch it. You'll see me catch it, because I want to see how deep it goes.
The slower it goes, the more it'll penetrate.
Are you sure, Gary? Oh, well, that's good enough then. Wait a minute. No, it's not. So I'm dropping it and then catching it. Immediately it bounces off the surface because it's a Newtonian liquid. But when I go 4 times higher, in other words, twice the velocity, it sinks straight in. The exact opposite of what Gary's been claiming.
The faster something goes, the less it'll penetrate.
Looks like more to me. Up to about approximately that much.
The faster something goes, the less it'll penetrate.
The faster something goes, the less it'll penetrate.
It sinks in approximately that much. But I can't then grab it because when I grab it, it lifts the tin because it's got hold of it. The Newtonian liquid has got hold of it.
The faster something goes, the less it'll penetrate.
Once again, Gary, your wishful thinking, your desperate guesses have not done you any favours. You've ended up proving the exact opposite. It sank in about 4 times deeper than Gary predicted. Gary predicted it would sink in less, but no, it sinks in more. It does exactly the same thing as clay as far as I can determine. Okay, you could do it more accurately, but how can you deny the fact that when it's going from V1, it bounces off the surface and I can grab it, no problem every time. But when I drop it from V2, twice the velocity, I can't grab it because it lifts the container up because it's sank in so much deeper. Remember, it's supposed to sink in less according to Gary's claim.
So if I wanted to make it m squared v, all I have to do is use cornstarch, and I can prove m squared v.
Go on then, do it you. Show us how your cornstarch is any different to mine, dropping at low velocity through a metal guide plate.
The cornstarch reacts exactly the opposite. It lets the slow thing go right through.
No, it doesn't.
And it stops the fast thing right on the surface.
No, it doesn't. Dropping at high velocity through a metal guide plate. If that isn't proof that Gary is wrong and that kinetic energy is able to overcome the Newtonian characteristics of cornstarch, then I don't know what more proof Gary wants that kinetic energy is correct. My house is just littered with experiments that Gary should have done but never did. Vacuum tube double-slit experiments, high voltages placed across them, magnetic fields, curved surfaces, radar. He doesn't do any of them. On this occasion, I think you really do deserve a clap. Well done, Gary, for proving kinetic energy correct. Round of applause for Gary.
Let's go, Gary. Hey, that was fantastic.
Round of applause for Gary for proving kinetic energy correct.
Great job.
For he's a jolly good fellow, and so say none of us.